Okay, we're in the Orillia City Council chambers. A lot of people don't get to see this. However, we got some sort of an award for our Orillia Metal Detecting Club float in the Santa Claus Parade, and we're here with Cindy, who helped design this, along with Yvonne and Jeremiah, who you know, and Christopher is here. He helped too, probably. And Johnny's here too. Hi, Johnny. So we're all here and we're wondering what's going on. And they look like to be setting up some trophies and stuff. So, yeah, maybe we'll find out in a few minutes.
Santa Claus Parade, and we'll get going. So the powers to be here to get to work to make other things happen. So this year I'd like to thank our committee who did a great job, and Mother Nature for helping out, making it one of the busiest parades we've seen in a while, and for the mayor entering his, what year is that? 23. Is that canola oil that's burning? It was a good smoke screen. All right, well, so without further ado, we'll start with the awards tonight. The first category is large commercial. That's someone who has over 25 employees. The runner-up this year was Lakehead University with a Lakehead Family Christmas. They did not respond to our calls last night or today, so they won't be here. But the first winner of large commercial this year was Shoppers Drug Mart with a Family Time Christmas. This is a first-time entry for them, and they seem to have a lot of fun. And that's what counts. And of course, you got your camera crew here. There we are. Okay, so you get to have a keeper trophy there, and then the annual trophy, which we put up at the Chamber of Commerce. Okay. I'd like to thank a lot of other people who made the parade a success yesterday. We had the OPP staff, auxiliaries out there doing a great job. This year, Orillia Fire and their volunteers were helping with the marshalling. Orillia Public Works, great job of getting all the roads barricaded off. And for the safety of everyone, the Kiwanis Club, Bucket Brigade, of course, out there collecting along the route. And they said it was a busy parade. Congratulations, Shopper. Okay, the next category is small commercial, and the runner-up this year was float number 50, Going to Gib. There's Gib here, there they are. And this is the first time for the Gibbs out there, so congratulations. I'd like to have a special thanks for the Royal Canadian Legion, branch 34 at the waterfront there. They did a great thing for the last few years where they have a thank you party in there instead of us sitting in a trailer. Hot chocolate, hot dogs for all the kids as well as the participants, and some bands doing their jam after the event. Okay, now first place for small commercial this year was, did I say this right? Avia, thank you. So it's all right, really good. Salon and Spa, they had a Christmas Grinch this year, and they were first place small commercial. I'd like to thank OWLP for hauling Santa's sleigh around in the parade this year, and as also to Don Westgard, who's been there for many, many years, is now retiring. He's hauled Santa's sleigh for well over 25 years. And all those who volunteered their time just to help out, thank you very much. It really made the parade a success that it was yesterday. If you want to watch the parade, it's on Rogers Cable. It'll be running in December. Next, we have youth groups. And the runners-up this year In the parade was float number 12, E. coli Samuel de Champlain. They were trying to get here. They said they might try. Are they here? No, they didn't make it. Okay. First place was float number 29, TAPS Performing Arts. Many times they went up here. There was 36 kids on that float. Is that right? That's great. Good showing. Make sure you share those photos with the Chamber of Commerce Facebook. Just show it out to all those people. Next is service clubs, social clubs, and local organizations. The runners-up this year was the Orillia Soldiers Memorial Hospital Nurses Alumni with a Penguin Family Christmas. The alumni, of course, a very important part of our health services here in Orillia. While they're coming up here, I'd just like to, of course, thank the Orillia Chamber of Commerce Yuletide Committee. We have Eleanor Tinney, our chairman, on the end there. She actually works at the North Pole sometimes. She's in the travel business. I got that in, I can't believe it. Bob Carnes, who is in charge of our bands. We have Joan Cavanaugh in charge of the floats. John Cook in charge of Santa's mail. Roger Dean Lippard, who is our real boss. Peggy Foley, Dean Beers, both the president and upcoming president of the Chamber of Commerce. Jeremy Stones, who does all the marshalling setup of the cones and the numbers you see when you get there. Also from the OPP, we have Bradley Burton, Wanda Pierce, Scott Williams, Lee McKenzie, and Martin Hill. So the Yuletide Committee. And in first place, and this is a unique one because there's great stories behind this guy. Number 13 float was Orillia Metal Detection Club, and family is a treasure. I just heard another story tonight that this gentleman found an old coin in our property, and it belonged to this gentleman's grandfather. Is that correct, or something? Anyway, finding all sorts of neat metal things. I see them down at the park all the time. They've never found my keys, but they do a great job finding neat stuff. Okay, our next group is religious groups, and the runner-up this year was float number 43, the Lighthouse Soup Kitchen and Shelter, and we did not hear back from them last night or today, so I doubt they'll be here. So first place, going straight ahead, is St. Athanasius. Thank you. A tongue-tied day today, boy. Anglican Church, and they were the A team. I can say that A team better. I'll practice that. Congratulations. And finally, our walking groups, which include anybody who's on foot or horses, etc. And in fact, once again, crutches, that's it was staggering. I saw you yesterday. However, second riders, the North River Riders were the runner-up this year, a group that's popular in this parade. They're at float number 62. Special notation, they're so good that they clean up behind the horses so the bands don't go on the sidewalks or get diverted. That is the truth. I've seen a band split because of that. Congratulations. And for the first prize award for the walking groups this year was float number 30, Orillia Midwives. Their float's called the Call of the Midwife, and it was really an interesting thing they did, pushing the baby carriages around. Well done, well done. Got the message. And our final award for the best overall by the judges and some of the public this year went to float number 39, Big Brothers, Big Sisters of Orillia, Sing Along with the Grinch. Yeah, they said they'd be trying to get here. Well. Yes, they did a great job. Very well. So this concludes our award ceremony. Thank you, Mayor Clark and Council.
Anyway, listen, Doug alluded to at the beginning that it was a wonderfully successful parade. My sense, being in the parade and being able to see the crowds, was that if it wasn't record-setting, it was very close to it. It was great weather, a wonderful number of floats, largest Santa Claus Parade north of Toronto, and a great turnout yesterday. So, Eleanor, I think you want to say something here, do you? Oh, okay, isn't that funny? I had a premonition.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. I would be remiss at this time if I didn't take a moment to mention the contributions of one of our long-term contributors. On behalf of the entire Santa Claus Parade, and personally as co-chairperson of the parade, I want to tell you how often we see this man work. His years 30 plus of participation, dedication, and hard work to help to make our parade, as Mayor Clark mentioned, one of the best north of Toronto. Will you please join me in thanking Mr. Doug Bunker? We all know that Doug is a paid event organizer, but I can tell you from personal experience that Doug is also a volunteer. I say he's a volunteer because no one could afford to pay Doug for all the hours he works on the Orillia Santa Claus Parade alone. His dedication, enthusiasm, and knowledge make all of our jobs as members that much easier and way much more fun. Thank you again, Bunker.
Thank you very much. I wasn't expecting this. You guys were having hidden meetings or something, but this is really appreciated. Thank you. It's hard to call it a job when you embellish it and spend time on it because you have a passion. And the Santa Claus Parade, I was doing even before I joined the chamber, so I've got a real soft spot for it, and it's really the people in this town that make it happen. So hats off to all of you for making the parade great and making this job fun.
Congratulations, Doug, and your wonderful team right here in the front row. Thank you for doing this.